I wanted to come here today and talk about the anxiety of success. I know lots of times we think it's the fear of failure or the fear of success, but what I'm finding out is as we keep going up in our levels, up leveling, and reaching for new heights and getting our voice out there and really being a presence and being heard, I think it's actually the anxiety of success that comes into play. And the reason I wanted to come talk to you today about it is because I'm starting to wonder if it's even our anxiety about it, or if somehow we're tapping into a collective consciousness or something else, maybe family members' fears, or maybe, um, I don't know, your friends' stress about what you're doing. So I'm going to go through that, but I want to talk about ways to support ourselves. So, right off the bat, I want to tell you that the thing I have found that helps with anxiety the most, and every doctor across the world has been saying this for years, but it is exercise. Good old fashioned sweating exercise. So, whether that's yoga for you, or walking in the park, or jogging outside. For me, I'm finding because my business is more spiritual that going to the gym is really helpful because it's so normal that it's almost like, I don't know, it just really brings me down in a good way and grounds me. And then I can kind of try to beat the machine and set some targets, make sure I'm getting my heart rate up. So for me, exercise in the gym has been working better than anything, but definitely I've gone through periods of time where vinyasa flow yoga was amazing. It's just I hurt the back of my neck and I haven't been able to do the full expression anymore. And so I wasn't getting that sweat and found the gym is awesome. There's also ways you can support yourself with videos and meditations. And the thing I love the most is autogenic training. I actually heard it from Dr. Mike Dow on the Hay House Summit, and I recorded it just right off the computer screen because I didn't want to buy the whole entire summit for it. So I found another copy that you could listen to that I'm going to put in the comments on my toolkit page under free resources that are amazing. But basically, what it is, it's kind of talking to your body parts and telling them that they're calm. And I know that might sound like a silly thing to do, but when you're done, it's almost like a form of hypnosis, or maybe it is a form of hypnosis, but I definitely feel calm after. It's like saying, I am completely calm. So you go through your legs, your arms, the part I love the most, the heart, your breath, your abdomen, and by the time you're done, you do feel like whatever was making you jittery or whatever was hurting, maybe, it really starts to fade. So it's kind of a way to take control when you feel like you have no control. And I'm a huge fan, so I didn't find anything from Dr. Mike Dow, and if you can find it from him, his voice is super soothing. But in the meantime, I put what I could find on the resource page for you so you could see what I'm talking about. And I have read that if you record it for yourself, it can be even more powerful. So I haven't done that yet, but you can record it right into your iPhone. And by the time you're done, or maybe right before you go to bed, you can listen to it and then feel completely calm. I say it for my boys at night, for each of them as they're going to sleep, and they love it. And if I forget, they say, "No, Mom, you're forgetting something. You're forgetting my calm." So it really helps them. And usually they're asleep before I'm done, which is nice. It only takes 5 minutes, but they're definitely out before I get to the end. And so then I really want to talk about my main point today. So you can support yourself, your anxiety, the more ways that we know about with exercise and with things like tapping, autogenic training. But what I really want to bring here that maybe I don't know if anyone else is talking about is whether or not the fear is even yours. So what happened to me recently is I launched um, a newly updated website that really feels like me, and I feel like I can just get it out in a big way and really expand my reach. And I felt fine about it. I launched it, I marketed it. I was super excited. I felt really aligned with my goals, with my purpose. I felt the technology was matching. And maybe an hour later, I just felt this panic and almost like my energy just crashed. And you know how you can get that tightness on your chest where you take that minute to think, am I having a heart attack? Oh my God. Um, and yeah, I just stopped and thought about it, and I just felt like I don't feel this is mine. I didn't really feel nervous about it because I was sharing it with the audience I already have, who I'm really comfortable speaking to, and it kind of just didn't make sense. So I've been reading Gene Hayner's book, Clear Home, Clear Heart, which teaches us how to clear our energy because I started to get suspicious that maybe um, just everything's energy. What if it's all energy, managing our energy, understanding our energy? And specifically, what I've been striving for years is just to have my energy be my own because, um, yeah, I'm an empath, so it's really easy for me to be a sponge. And the interesting thing about this book is it's really methodical and it takes the thought out of it. So if you're already good at following a process and clearing your head and being able to keep your thoughts out like you would in, say, yoga or meditation, if you can already do that, this book is really helpful. So what she does is she breaks down different fields and you literally just go, does anything need to be cleared in this field? And you have a pendulum and you just ask, I have mine here. I just have a pendulum. So I'll say, you know, is there anything that needs to be cleared? And I have it programmed that it'll say yes. And then I'll say, okay, start clearing. And then let me hold it up. And then off it goes and it clears. And then when it's done, it stops and you move on to the next field. Well, what was really interesting about this day when I had the anxiety that didn't feel like my anxiety and I didn't understand where it was coming from is when you're part of the book, you can be part of the Facebook group. So I went online to the Facebook group and I just said, you know what, can anyone clear me? And off I went to go pick up the kids from school and go about my day. And when I got home, someone had thankfully volunteered and cleared me. And it was interesting what she said. You can send each other a little private message if you get any impressions. Otherwise, you can just say clear. And she sent me information saying that my disturbing effects of other field, which is the first field, which pretty much always needs to be cleared because we're always affected by other people's energy. And she said it just was like swinging like crazy. And my other fields, once she got through that field, felt just like joy. And she said, it's really odd, but the other fields felt like joy. And it just reaffirmed for me what I was experienced because I felt very happy to have the website out. All the kinks and bugs were out of it. All the links were working. I didn't feel stressed, and yet I was experiencing this anxiety. And so I really wanted to just bring our awareness to that sometimes it's not even ours. And if we can just clear our field, or um, sometimes I picture it like a collective out there, and we have little feelers and plugs. So I see them retracting like you would a vacuum cord and just bringing them back in so that we're not picking up on everyone else's fear and energy. And if you do get this book, you can clear yourself, although she recommends that other people clear you. And you can clear other people though, but she recommends that other people clear you and you have a clearing partner so that um, it gets more clear than you can do on your own. But I do both and I've been very happy with it. I'm a person that's always done Reiki on myself, so it depends on who you are. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to bring that up that, you know, what if when we're feeling these feelings, what if we stop and ask, you know, is this even mine? Does this even belong to me? And if not, let's just send it back to whoever it belongs to, or it's even nicer sometimes to say, if this isn't mine and it no longer serves me, just please, um, you know, I don't want to say just get rid, just get rid of it, but please transmute it to light and let it go. So whatever tools you have in your little spiritual toolbox, it's a great idea to make sure that you're not carrying other people's energy. The last thing I want to say about the anxiety of success is if you can listen to music a lot, very uplifting music, when that happens, or before you write, or before you go on camera to speak to your audience. It's so powerful. I really like Katy Perry's Roar, Alicia Keys' Girl on Fire, Megan Trainor, Me Too. I've even listened to that song lately about being in the Hall of Fame. You know, all the songs that really just help me feel very powerful, because otherwise my message isn't going to get out there. Let's face it, if I'm not really in my power and really owning it, then who is going to hear it, right? So the last thing I want to end with is, speaking of power, on October 5th, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to go live to talk about the book Witch and why I think we all need to read it, whether or not you're um, feeling witchy or a healer or anything like that. It is such a powerful book because really the witch hunts and trials were kind of just left out of the history book. I remember being in school and seeing it was maybe 3 pages, and it's something like 13 million people were killed. It's not a small number. And the bigger issue beside that is that people were turned on each other. They were afraid to speak up. If you are a healer and you have that in your kind of lineage, you know, it had to go underground. You couldn't just talk about, now it would be probably essential oils or teas or herbs. Someone would think you're a witch. So if you knew how to cure someone maybe by putting two herbs together, you were likely to be drowned to see if you're a witch. And I have no idea why it took them so long to figure out that they were just killing people and none of them were showing up as a witch. But it did, and a lot of people died. So I want to talk about that book and how it affects us now when we're stepping into our power and using our voice. How that energy that was out there, that fear, it still affects us today. It doesn't just go away. You know, it's like anything tragic and traumatic that happens. That energy has to go somewhere till it can be transmuted to light or just released or healed. So even though we're stepping up and probably healing it, it's such a great discussion. So I'm going to send you, if you sign up on my events tab, and I'll put that in the links, I'll send you a link to Zoom close to the event date, and we'll go live, and hopefully we'll be able to see each other and interact and talk. Just have a very, I want it to be a lighthearted and fun conversation, but also meaningful as to how um, it impacts us. And not only that, but how Lisa Lister is really stepping up and putting herself out there, and in a big way. And I have to applaud that, of course. Anytime a woman is stepping up in their power, I guess anyone who's stepping in their power for the greater good, it just kind of makes me happy, and I just want to support it, but I definitely want to have that conversation. So hopefully I will see you at the live event, but otherwise I just hope you can listen to my tips about the anxiety of success, as I know you are, many of you, stepping into new careers, new businesses, new calling, starting to listen to your calling. And I really think it's more that feeling of what if this works out and everyone sees what I'm saying and hears me? What if I have all this money coming in? What if all these great things happen? It can actually make us more stressed. And then, like I said, what if it's not even yours? So you can support yourself and get through it, and that way you get to keep going and not get derailed, which is the best case scenario. So again, Nicole Streichaz.